Hello guys, welcome back to DM's Montreal beer reviews. DenisLD here. So tonight's beer is a big beer, moreover it's a seasonal beer, moreover it's a pumpkin beer. This is the Shipyard Brewing Company's Smashed Pumpkin. It's a 9% beer and it's certainly in a way a competitor to the famous Southern Tier Pumking which I had last year, and that's what the whole general attitude towards it is on the beer forums and on YouTube and amongst beer tubers. So it must be in the same league as the pumpkin. Let's see if this is actually better, worse, or equally as good. It is from Portland, Maine, and it's my second beer from the Shipyard Brewing Company. I've had their IPA. This beer it was sold in Toronto, and it had been until I came there and bought this bottle. Then shortly after they discontinued this, it was a limited time seasonal offer. So without further ado, let's crack it open, see what this my second Shipyard beer is all about. Gotta say, it's probably my only pumpkin beer review this year, since as I've said, I reviewed most of the beers I can usually get on a regular basis every autumn. Alright, so it is, as described, it is a light coppery orange color, exactly what it is. Very high carbonation as far as the bubbles go. They're going crazy around the glass. Fairly clear, couple finger head. So let's check out the aroma. Definitely loads and loads of caramel there, maybe brown sugar, and fairly high in spices as well. I think it's a little less pumpkin pie like and a bit more like maybe the Saint-Ambroise Citron, the local pumpkin beer here in Montreal. I'm smelling the ingredients, and I can smell each of the ingredients separately. I don't smell like a whole kind of blend like I would in the pumpkin. I'm definitely getting some nice pumpkin mash, or maybe pumpkin flesh, nutmeg, a bit of cinnamon. Cheers, let's try it. Whoa, that's a surprise. Basically, it starts out very carbonated, and it gives you an illusion that you're actually drinking a fairly light-bodied beer. First, I'm just getting the spices, and it kind of prickles the tongue a little bit, very crisp, and then it just dives into the whole range of flavors and gives you a massive explosion of different flavors. I'm getting sweet pumpkin, brown sugar, caramel, a bit of vanilla maybe at the back. So right now it's got a fairly pronounced pumpkin pie taste to it as well. Definitely not tasting much alcohol at this point. I'm getting some tartness, lots of sweetness. Definitely a good level of spices. It's not too spiced up. So far, I'm not even sure. I might say that I'm liking this more than the pumpkin. I'm going to be back in a short while, but I'm really loving this. Really, it's got an interesting mouthfeel to it. It's not too thick. It's everything's balanced, but everything is there, and there's so many things going on. Alright, so I'm back with this amazing, lovely beer. It's so impressive that I'm gonna take my imaginary hat off for the brewmaster, for Mr. Alan Pugsley from Shipyard, because this is such an amazing beer. They've put so much effort into it. I can tell. I'm still tasting both the pumpkin pie with that kind of bready, malty, sweet crust, and that pumpkin mash together with the spices. While I could still, if I concentrate, I could separate them all into different flavor profiles, different tasting notes. So the one thing I remarked about this beer, I guess the most, was the mouthfeel, and I actually went back to see which grade I gave for the Southern Tier Pumpkin last year. That was a 9. I liked it a lot. But this, I would actually give this a 10, if not the alcohol. Throughout the 10-15 minutes I'd been drinking this, it really didn't show much, and I was really impressed, and I was going to give this a perfect grade. But at this point, you're probably going to reach the stage where it's warmed up and alcohol is going to show up enough in the taste. It's not going to make it a bad experience by any means, and it's definitely not a boozy beer for 9%. But it's just a small step from being perfect. Other than that, the flavor profile is amazing. I'm getting the typical brown sugar, caramel, spices, nutmeg, cinnamon, loads and loads of sweetness, enough of that pumpkin-y flesh. I'm getting a bit of that tartness and even some hops. You know, they do make a point of saying that they use Willamette and Hallertau. I'm getting a bit of spicy, kind of earthy, floral kind of hoppiness as well. I definitely like that it's not too syrupy. It's super drinkable. That was an amazing thing about it. For the first 10 minutes I could stop, you know, sipping on this beer, and I still can't. So yeah, all in all, this is probably one of the best beers I've had this year, and one of the most impressive ones. And I'm gonna say it's, you know, it's my biased personal opinion, but in my opinion, this is the best pumpkin ale, pumpkin beer I've had to date. So really great job. So I'm gonna give this a 9. It's almost perfect. It's a very good grade, and it's even though it's the same grade I gave to Southern Tier Pumking, but I am again going to repeat myself that I like this better. So 9 out of 10 for Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin. Check it out if you haven't. If you can find this, try it, and it's just a great beer. And if you like Southern Tier Pumking, you're probably going to enjoy this as well, although you might have a different personal preference. Alright guys, that was it. Thanks for joining me. Thanks so much. See you in the next episode. Sticks good beer.